again because I still haven't taken it out of my car. Maybe, just maybe, I plan to go on another bike riding trip. Maybe it's just there to throw you off. I don't know. Or maybe the real reason is because I'm lazy and I haven't taken it back up to my apartment yet. That's the truth. But also the hopes, my thought is, if I leave it in the car, maybe then I will go bike riding a little more often. We'll see. So far that hasn't worked out. I haven't been since that one time, so I'm just too busy. Anyways, I am on my way to, well, you know, because you read the title of this. Unless you didn't read the title, then you don't know. I do not have an adventure buddy today. And that's why I'm going to start calling my friends that go with me on these adventures, because it's like a different person every time, a lot of times. And sometimes there's a group of us, so I'm going to call them my adventure buddies. And yeah, I do not have an adventure buddy today. I had one that was supposed to be coming with me, but she has like a really bad sinus infection, and we both agreed that it's probably best that she stays home and rests. Soul. It is completely engulfed in flames. Wow. I saw black smoke around the, like, hovering over the trees, and I was like, what is that? And then I ran to the corner, and the car in front of me slows down. I was like, oh no, that's like a car on the road or something. And sure enough, there's the fire department and a cop out there putting the fire out. That was a Kia Soul, completely engulfed in flames. Like, that thing was charred. So, yeah, and it's just sitting there by the side of the road. But it looked like everybody was alright, because it looked like there was like a couple people standing out there, and they were like on the other side, the far side of the fire truck. So I'm guessing those were the passengers. So I think everybody's alright. Like, I didn't see an ambulance or anything. But that car's toast. Literally. So I just got run off the road for this. Literally, look at this. What is this madness today? I'm telling you. Wow. Okay. Today is not the day to be up here, apparently. This guy, the first guy in the oversized vehicle, Scout, was literally straddling the line. So much so, like, he ran me off the road. Like, he tried to get in a head-on collision with me to push me off the road. And I'm like, okay, I'm stopping. Like, where do you want me to go? There's no shoulder here. So then the guy following behind him just kept, like, waving, like, you stay over there. And then you saw what came around the corner. And that oversized load did not take up both lanes. Like, I understand I need to be away, and yeah, but there's nowhere to go. There's no shoulder here, people. Like, what do you want from me? I wonder if that burning vehicle is still going to be there when they drive by. That'll be interesting if they're going that far. Kind of want to turn around and go see how that one goes over. No, we're going to continue on to our destination, and we're getting close. Hopefully we make it there in one piece. I am shocked how busy they are. Like, the roads didn't seem that busy, but they are packed. Like, there's only a few parking spots left, and it is 9 a.m. local time, 10 a.m. Chattanooga time. So it is a beautiful Saturday in June. It's not super hot and humid. There's not a cloud in the sky. So if you are coming here, keep in mind that good weather on a Saturday means you gotta get here early. So one thing that I really enjoy about South Cumberland State Park is most of their trailheads have restrooms. So we are doing the Grundy Day Loop, which means we can go either direction. I'm going to start going this way. I think people go the other direction because I've already walked through a spider web. I already hear water. We're basically going to be following creeks and waterfalls all day, so I'm really excited about that. That's why I chose this one for a hot Saturday, although it's actually not that hot. It's actually pretty cool right now, so might not really be getting in the water as much as I thought I would. We'll see by the end of this if I'm really hot and want to. I think you can hear it already. I'm already coming up to something. So the trail continues on this way, but down here is where the old still is, the old moonshine still. This is the schoolhouse branch, and down there, where they used to make some moonshine. You see some of the stuff still here from it. And they got this nice little bridge here for you to cross. Of course, it hasn't rained much, so crossing this creek would actually be very dangerous. It's very slick, just like solid rock. Here comes a dog. I don't know where its owner is. Oh, that must be them up there. I just passed those people. Their dog that was off the leash, was all fine with the creek and everything, and then it saw me, and I started walking towards, because we were gonna go the opposite directions. Since I started walking towards them, it freaked out, started barking at me, trying to be all aggressive, and it's a big dog. So I just stood there because I didn't want it to attack me for no reason. And the owners were trying to yell at it to come here and to stop, and it just wasn't listening because it was no, there's danger here. I'm danger apparently, so yeah, that didn't really go over well. I mean, I'm fine, but the owners kept apologizing profusely. But then I'm thinking, well, if you kept your dog on a leash like you're supposed to, you wouldn't have this problem. But who am I to say? So I am doing just the Grundy Day Loop, which is about 2 miles, as you saw from the sign. However, I'm also going to be adding on the little jaunt on the other side that goes down to Sycamore Falls, because everybody says that it's not much further and might as well do it. From what I understand, it's only a half mile away from the trail, so half mile there and half mile back, so it just adds a mile to the whole thing. And this is already a pretty short and easy hike, despite me being out of breath right now. My backpack's really heavy, okay? So yeah, this is, I think, going to be a very short, easy hike, and definitely well worth adding the little jaunt to Sycamore Falls. So we'll see. We're entering dry season. We did have rain not too long ago, so things don't seem too dry, but you saw how little water was in the schoolhouse branch, and I don't know if that's normal for it because I've never been here before, but yeah, so far there's water, but not a ton of it. Okay, so here, that's where you go if you want to go to the campground, so we're not doing that. Campground, wait. Campground, wait, no, that's the camp tour. Campground is this way. But we're doing the loop that goes this way, so this has to be the right direction. So yeah, that confirms it. You definitely need to go left there because I heard voices down the right side, didn't think much of it. Well, a couple that had passed me earlier on passed me again. They're sorry, we went the wrong way. So yeah, don't go right, it's a dead end. Continue to the left if you're doing this circle counterclockwise like I am. Okay, we are not far from the creek down there. So those are the steps that just came down. There's a trail this way, but then the main trail goes that way. So let's see what's over here. Oh wow. There's a bunch of little water striders. This spot here is like the dirt really picks up, so it's a bit dirty, but it's very cool, very nice quiet spot. See, it's places like this. I could just sit here all day. It's so peaceful. Nobody's around because everybody's like further downstream. And this spot is so nice. I'm glad that somebody paved a trail out here. I know I normally say like, don't go off trail, but I'm discerning about it. Like this trail that someone's made, it's been here for a long time. Like nothing's gonna grow on it anytime soon. So it's a well-worn trail. So even though technically it's not the proper trail, it's an actual trail. So you're not gonna hurt anything by going on it. Now, some of the trails that I've seen, like in Grundy Falls State Park and off of the Cumberland Trail, those are not actual trails, and they're lightly traveled. Therefore, the plants still have an opportunity to grow back, and I believe that we should probably stay on the actual trail and not hinder nature. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Y'all might agree with me, or might disagree. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But that's where I make my decisions when it comes to going off trail or sticking to the actual trail. We're gonna get back on the trail, continue our hike. Sat here for way too long. Also, this is where the power lines run through. So you see there's like trails over there too. Well, I mean, that's the creek bed, but there's a trail over there. And this is all cleared out, it's all rock. But I think also because they have to work on the power lines periodically and come through here, make sure it's not too overgrown. Back into the forest. Oh, that's like a little doorway. And this is so pretty. There's a spot where water comes down. And then there's a little pathway down to this blue hole. Yeah, that's a blue hole. That was pretty deep. So that'd be a good swimming spot. The trail is very tree rooty. It's like a little waterfall back there. Yeah, there's so many places on this trail to get in the water. A very beautiful trail indeed. People just walked by, all in one group. Probably not 30, but a lot of people. And they were apologizing. They're like, sorry, there's a lot of us. I'm like thinking, okay, then why aren't you hiking in separate groups? It's alright, I'll let them go on. So here's another blue hole that you could maybe carefully get down to. It looks like it'd be a bit of a struggle to be safe with it, but a little waterfall. That was a little bit challenging. Not really, but there's some loose rocks there, but there's also packed in dirt too. I can't believe how cool it is today, but it's also probably cooler over here, being by the water and stuff and in the shade. Just went down more stairs. The trail goes around, it crosses a creek up here somewhere because I see everybody that I've let pass me going that way, so. I see the bridge. Okay, so this must be the way you go to get to Sycamore Falls, because you continue this way to stay on the Grundy Day Loop. Looks like there used to be a bridge down there. Got washed away, I guess. So once you cross the bridge, you have this warning sign that you're leaving the Grundy Day Loop, and the next parking lot isn't for another 11.8 miles. So something to keep in mind. But we will be coming back this way. So we are now officially on the Fiery Gizzard Trail. I had to go down the stairs on the other side of the bridge, which were very steep, by the way, really tiny steps. And now I have to go back up. We were down by the creek. Was hiking up there where those girls are at, but now I'm down by the creek. And now we're gonna go up. There's a lot more steps here than I was expecting. because overall this hike's supposed to only be like a 300-foot elevation change, because you are on the top of the mountain. So the only thing you're really doing is going down to like creek level and then up to the crest of the mountain and that sort of thing. So there's not a whole lot. You're not climbing the mountain, not 1,000 foot, but it's still not flat. Let's just put it that way. It's not too bad though. The waterfall's right over there around the corner, and then there's a blue hole at the bottom. The trail goes this way. It is so pretty here. I cannot get over how, like, I stopped to take a photo thinking that, like, oh, this is really pretty, I need to get a photo of this. And then around the corner, and then it's like, oh, well, this is really pretty, I need to get a photo of this too. And it just, like, never ends. I'm just in a constant state of, I need to take a photo of this. This whole trail is so picturesque. Look at this. So pretty. The waterfall's up there around the bend. And I must add, like, even though it's like the parking lot was packed and it's super busy and I saw that like huge group of people and everything, it's really not that bad. Like, I've seen a ton of people on the trail, but I've just like gone slow and they're going faster than me, so they just kind of go around. And so I've been hiking alone, basically in silence most of the time. So it's actually been really nice, like better than you'd expect. Oh, you can't even see the waterfall. It's around the corner there. But it's such a narrow valley through there, you can't see it from here. And this is part of the trail. So there's another blue hole. It's a little one, but it's deep. You can tell how deep it is. Another swimming spot right there. And here come more dogs off leashes. I don't know what people's obsession around here is with that. I don't run into that closer to town. It's usually out this way that I do. Now we're going back uphill. This is a little bit washed out there. This could be a little bit dangerous. Proceed with caution here, for sure. You know me and rocks. I'm not happy about this section. Looks like it's rocky like the rest of the way. Why? Why does it have to be this way? I'm like Indiana Jones with snakes. That's me with rocks. Like, he'll do all this stuff, but he can't stand snakes. I'm like, I'll do all this hiking, but I can't stand rocks. And most people just like blaze through here real fast. I have to go super slow. Surely we're coming to Sycamore Falls soon. I haven't seen any signs for it. I guess there's no signs telling you how far it is. Maybe just a sign of, here it is. The chimneys. So there it is. Okay, if you know what this is, please put in the comments below. It's like, it looks like frost, but it's not. It's like some kind of fungus. I've never seen anything like it. But it's just on the side of this fallen tree. This is interesting. Where it's caved in. Okay, we have made it to Sycamore Falls, or at least the start of the trail for it. Fiery Gizzard continues on that way. Sycamore Falls Trail is going to be this way, marked in blue. And I hear lots of people and splashing, and I'm guessing that that group of 30 people that passed me earlier are down here swimming. Yep, that group's down there. So this is Sycamore Falls. We made it. And everybody's down there swimming and stuff. I'll go down there and get a photo from that point of view maybe. But looks like the best way to get down there is from the actual Fiery Gizzard Trail, not this way. This way takes you up to the top of the falls. This definitely is a pretty swimming hole area. And just like that, they're gone. So like that huge group of kids was like right over there. They're like college age kids, and there are so many of them. The creek is shallow up there and here, but here there's another little swimming hole, very small. It goes like probably four feet deep or so, it looks like. It's just pretty decent. But just beware, the falls are right there. They are ways down though, and then the water gets shallower before you get there. So this would be a really neat spot to hang out. Okay, back at this sign, but I'm gonna go down this way to go to the base of the falls. Now that we know you gotta go that way to be at the top, you gotta go this way to get to the bottom. Okay, so Fiery Gizzard continues that way, but the falls are this way. Looks like you're gonna have to get your feet wet here. Maybe there's a way I'm missing, but it looks like to get across here, you're gonna have to get a little wet. Unless you're skilled at rock hopping. You know I'm not, so we're gonna cross around here somewhere. I think this is as far as I get, as close as I get, as far as I go. The guy just came by, he told me to go up that way. I did, and there's like even rougher water up ahead. So it's not a dry pathway. Maybe sometimes it is, the water's lower, but not today. But I'm stuck right here. I've made it not even far into the creek, but these are so slick. These rocks, I've slipped so many times already, just getting right to the spot. So I'm afraid to cross. I'm probably gonna kill myself if I try. And since I'm out here by myself and I didn't bring my trekking poles, I think now is the time to turn back. So I'm carefully gonna turn around. Like, all of these rocks are so slick, like putting your weight on them, so dangerous. Oh. Okay, back on this rock. It's solid. I was on it earlier, taking photos. This rock moves, by the way. I almost fell on this one earlier because I was standing on it and it tipped. So, yeah, I find all the rocks that move. But yeah, I'm too scared to cross this. I know it's pathetic because it doesn't look bad, but it's so rocky, such small rocks, and they're all super slick. My shoes are slipping on every single one of them, and I do not trust myself, especially without trekking poles, to make it across safely. So, without falling, because I will fall. I have fallen on rocks like that before. So, I'm gonna head back. But, the base of the falls, you kind of got to see it. Just wanted to add, I'm a little ways downstream now. A little bit further downstream than I was, and this looks still just as rough to cross as where I was, but there's less water, fewer submerged rocks, but they're very slick and dangerous, and not for me, not today. Sorry to let you down, but this is what you get when Amanda has to hike solo. No adventure buddy to keep me safe. So I really don't take risks when I'm out here by myself. You shouldn't either, because that's how people die in the wilderness. Bug flew into my eye. I'll scare anybody. There's tons of stories of people just out in Tennessee in general on hiking trails that die, like all the time, because they take risks and they don't have adventure buddies when they take those risks. That is why people die in the wilderness all the time. So be wise. Say no to things that you're skeptical about, because you never know. You could be next. You don't want to be next. So this is how you hike alone. You don't take risks. You play it safe. That way you can make it back home alive and everybody will be happy. Just beware on the way back. I accidentally left the trail. And I recognized it as soon as I had to come down like this section right here. It's like really steep and almost washed out. I'm like, this is not when I went up. Those stairs, that's the way I went up. But coming back, it's very easy to accidentally veer to the right instead of the left. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now we are back here. Since we came from that way initially, we're gonna go this way. The shorter route, not by much. Also, let's point out this does not add up. The beginning of the trailhead said 1.9 miles for the loop. This says 2. I can do math, right? I can't. I'm really bad at math, but I'm pretty sure that's 2, not 1.9. Now that looks like a fun slide to go down. If there wasn't, a bunch of trees in the way. And it's probably not. It's probably pretty rough being all rock. It looks like it'd be fun. Maybe. We have some more stairs. Another waterfall. And I spy more stairs. So there's a way to get down there to go swimming in there. There's some people down there that were just doing that. Wow. I'm telling you, there's so much on this trail. It's unbelievable. We get to go into a cave. This is crazy. That's really dark back there. It goes deeper. But this is like huge. And it's part of the trail. They even have little stepping stones for you. That's so neat. More creek, more steps. We are continuing our ascent to the parking lot. Definitely going uphill here. I can see cars. The parking lot's right there. But an obstacle lies in the way. This tree must have freshly fallen. Because, it's still pretty green. And it's still there. Normally they clear the trail pretty quickly. But all the other trees I encountered that were down have been cut up that were on the trail. So do a pretty good job maintaining it, which is typical of the state parks. They're usually pretty good at that. But we are almost back to the trailhead. Yay. That side of the loop is definitely more scenic. So now we are finally back where we started. Right up here. So to recap, we started here and we did all the way out here. Then we went all the way down to Sycamore Falls, then all the way back, and then this way, Blue Hole Falls was that other one, and then back. And as you can see, there's a lot. The trail continues on really far. And you could eventually get to Foster Falls if you wanted from here. That would be a very long hike though. I'd rather drive there personally. Another successful solo hike. I made it back to the car safely, obviously. It is 3:20 my time, 2:20 local time. I would like to point out that the entrance is there behind me to the park, as you can see. Directly across is this. So many people. So apparently, I guess you can park here as overflow parking, which is nice because the park really is big enough for everyone. Like, it's a pretty good size. Like, even though I did see a lot of people, it never felt crowded. Hold up. What did I miss here? Looks like you have to pay to park there? I'm confused. I don't know. So maybe you don't want to do that? I don't know. I don't know if that's enforced or what, but yeah, it said pay to park, so, but by phone. It's just weird. Anyways, I am headed to lunch now. Get here early. That's the moral of the story, which I said that already. Get here early. But it's an amazing hike, and now that I've done it, I see why it's so popular. I think it's going to have to go on my top 5 list for sure, which means my top 5 list on my homepage is going to have to be updated. So I would say the best way for that hike, I mean, if you want to do the loop, I don't know if clockwise or counterclockwise, if one way is better than the other, honestly. They both have like the same amount of ups and downs really, and the same kind of like amount of stairs. It's really hard to say. I think it doesn't really matter which way you go. They're both about the same. But I will say, the one side, like to the left at the start of the loop, if you go left, it's shorter to get to that point where the fiery gizzard is in the bridge to go out to Sycamore Falls, and it's more scenic. So if you don't want to do the full loop and Sycamore Falls like I did, making it like a 3-mile trip, you can instead go just like that part way, left half of the trail, because it's not really half, back to that bridge, that metal bridge, cross that, go to Sycamore Falls, and then back, and then you'll be seeing just about everything. Like, you'll be missing some of the blue holes in the creek further up that I showed you in the beginning, but if you're going to cut out one half of the trail, I would definitely cut out the right half, because it's not quite as scenic, but it still is. Like, I love it, and I would do it again. But if your time is limited and you're gonna go just for like the sights, definitely stick to going left, doing that half of the loop, and then going out to Sycamore Falls, and then back. So that is my recommendation, and all the details about like mileage and different stuff, names of things, because I wasn't fully educated and I still need to kind of look into things. All that stuff will be in my blog post, which is linked below. You know, I like to try new local restaurants after my hikes, but when in Tracy City, and you know where the Good Reuben is, you go back to Dutch Maid and get the Good Reuben. So that's what I'm doing, even though I really do want to try the other restaurants, but the thought of that Reuben, I've been thinking about it all day. I was thinking about it yesterday, actually, when I was planning this trip. Okay, I am back in the car, going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon coffee, but I always get cookies while I'm there. She had these butterscotch pecan this time that has my name written all over it. So I got a couple of those, and they look like this. And then I got something I never get. I usually stop at the cookies, but I decided to splurge today and try something else, because I mean, it is a bakery and they make everything there. Everything's like the old recipes they used way back in the day too, so it's really cool. I got this to try, which is a peaches and cream sweetbread, and it looks really good, so I'm excited to try that. It has been a long day, and it's 4 o'clock local time. Oh, I forgot to mention, I messed up. So their cafe actually closes at 2. So I walked in there, it was like 2:30 their time, and they're like, can we help you? You know, and they were nice. And I was like, yeah, I just wanted to get a Reuben. They're like, we normally close at 2, the cafe. Like, the bakery stays open till 4. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, okay, then I'll just go, you know, and they're like, but hold on, let me see if she's okay making you something. So the owner was okay with going back and making me a sandwich, so it was really sweet of her. But yeah, it's family owned, operated, and this bakery's been around forever. And the lady that owns it now, she actually bought it after it had closed. She was trying to save it because the families that have been passed down through generation and stuff, and then bought by different families, eventually ended up closing back in the early 2000s, and she ended up buying it and reopening it and it is what it is today. And she wants to keep the history of it and use the same recipes and the same equipment and stuff. Like, it's really neat. So definitely have to check it out. Anytime I'm near Tracy City, I come here. So you should too. There's a lot of hiking around here, so I'm sure you've probably, if you've watched my videos, you've seen this place maybe once or twice, because I've been here. It's been in my videos a few times now, so I highly recommend stopping by, preferably before 2, so you can enjoy a Reuben also. But that is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and close out this video because it's been kind of lengthy. I know I did a lot of talking, as I do when I solo hike. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and all the details and photos and everything of the hike will be in the blog post linked below. And I will see y'all next time.